This is News 3 Now at 5.
Thanks for staying with us, everyone. Another hot and humid day across Wisconsin.
We've seen scattered showers and thunderstorms turn severe this afternoon. Let's check your first warn forecast. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti with the latest. Gary.
Yeah, we're not expecting a widespread severe weather outbreak, but with all that humidity around, thunderstorms have developed pretty rapidly over the last few hours. A very strong thunderstorm located just southeast of Dodgeville toward Hollandale. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 5:45 for eastern Iowa County, basically from Dodgeville eastward, and the western portion of Dane County, just west of the city of Madison. That includes Mount Horeb and Verona. If we take a look at high-resolution Doppler radar, the center part of that storm heading to the northeast at about 20 miles per hour. That would bring it to Mount Horeb by about 5:21 and to Springdale by about 5:26. As we put the radar into motion just over the last hour, you can see these clusters of thunderstorms producing a lot of lightning, heavy rain, and the potential for some strong winds to 60 miles per hour, as well as some small hail as they move to the north and east. You can see several clusters of storms moving through, but most of this will be through this evening. I think after that, the severe weather threat should be ending. There's just a marginal risk of an isolated severe thunderstorm for tonight across southern Wisconsin. But tomorrow, we're not going to see much in the way of thunderstorm activity. That should allow it to get even hotter than today. The heat advisory is in effect from 11 a.m. until 7 p.m. tomorrow for Dane County and areas to the west. Alert days are in the forecast for the high heat and humidity. Could see heat index readings into the triple digits tomorrow. And then thunderstorms on Thursday could become strong with high temperatures still around 90 and high humidity and high heat index values. But again, the potential there for some heavy rain and gusty winds in the afternoon. Right now, 87 in Madison. You can certainly see where the rain has cooled the air off to the north and west. Heat index readings, though, in areas that haven't seen the rain yet, still in the lower to middle 90s, and dew point temperatures are in the upper 60s to around 70. So look for thunderstorm chances to end this evening. Tomorrow will be a hot and humid day with a high of 93, and again, the heat index above 100 degrees. Thunderstorms in the forecast for Thursday will give us a little relief as we head toward the weekend, but not a lot of the forecast in just a few minutes.
Thank you. First at 5, the search has ended for a missing 10-year-old girl in Baraboo.
Crews found her body this morning after an Amber Alert was sent out late last night. Amy Reed is live in Baraboo tonight with where police go from here. Amy?
We're about a half mile from where Cody Dutcher was last seen alive. Around 11 this morning, right after police had finished briefing reporters, people found her body near here on the northeast end of town. The search began yesterday evening. After the Amber Alert went out last night, multiple groups from the FBI to local and state agencies got on the case and helped out. This morning, there was a line of volunteers outside of the Baraboo Civic Center. Both professional and volunteer crews started looking in different areas of town. Last night, police found a note at Cody's home in which she threatened self-harm. And while they look into that, they hope this brings attention to mental health.
If there's anything that can be taken away from this, I would hope that we find ways, and we as in everybody, the state of Wisconsin, our nation, try to find whatever we can to fund more mental health assistance.
Now begins the investigation into what happened and when, including what caused Cody's death. Police told us today that she didn't show previous signs of self-harm. The family is newer to the area, having just moved here in April, and they do have some extended family here that moved here about a year ago.
Amy Reed reporting live for us from Baraboo. Thank you. And just a reminder, if you or someone you know is in need of emotional support, you can call the Suicide Prevention Hotline at 1-800-273-8255. You can also text 741-741.
The teenagers accused of killing a Madison doctor and her husband near the UW Arboretum will have separate trials. Kari Sanford and Elijah LaRue, both of Madison, face several charges, including first-degree intentional homicide in the deaths of Dr. Beth Potter and Robin Kari. LaRue requested his trial be separate from Sanford's. A judge approved that request during a virtual hearing today. The criminal complaint says Sanford was dating the couple's daughter. The complaint also says a friend told detectives that Sanford confessed to the shooting and said LaRue was with him. Potter and Kari's daughter has not been charged in this case.
Starting Monday at 8 a.m., everyone over the age of 5 in Dane County is required to wear a mask or face covering inside any enclosed building.
This comes after an announcement last week where Public Health Director Janelle Heinrich said the department did not want to issue a mandatory order because of racial racial discrimination concerns. Our Jamie Perez tells us more on what the new order means. Jamie?
Heinrich said she's already heard of several cases of people of color experiencing some discrimination for wearing a mask out in public, and that going forward, this will not be tolerated. Excuse me. So she said that if you see anybody in public who is not wearing a mask, that you should just assume that they genuinely are not able to wear one. Now, that order that came out today says that people must wear a face covering that covers their nose and mouth while in public, which includes inside a business, healthcare setting, waiting in line, on a public transportation, and while you're in someone else's house. Exceptions to this are when you're eating at a restaurant, but you still have to be able to maintain 6 feet of distance from anyone who you do not live with. Another exemption from this new order is that if you have a physical, mental, or developmental condition that prevents you from wearing a mask. Dane County Executive Joe Parisi said he understands there is no perfect solution to enforcement, but is just hoping that most people will abide by the rules.
We're hoping that enforcement won't be super necessary. You know, we look at things like, most of our laws people follow because it's the right thing to do. We have stop signs. We can't be at every single stop sign every minute of the day. But people, in general, stop at those signs because they want to protect themselves and they want to not put themselves in danger.
Now, even though this order applies to everyone over the age of 5, they still encourage all children to wear masks in public if possible and to ask for reasonable accommodations like curbside pickup if wearing a mask is not an option for you. And county officials also said they are working with community leaders to be able to provide cloth masks to distribute in the thousands throughout the next few days so that people who cannot afford them have access to them.
Jamie Perez, live downtown. Jamie, thank you. And as Dane County makes the move to make masks mandatory, Governor Tony Evers was asked today if the state is thinking about doing the same.
Our Amanda Quintana is here with why he says it's complicated. Amanda?
At today's DHS press conference, Governor Evers was asked if the state can do what Dane County is doing. After the Supreme Court struck down the state's safer-at-home order back in May, Evers says he doesn't know if he has the authority to pass a statewide mask mandate.
We're looking at it, but frankly, the Supreme Court has made it very much more complex than what it ever should have been. Obviously, and I just talked about this, the importance of masking is really critical to slow things down.
He says the complexity of the situation and, quote, Republicans' interest in everything I do around this topic makes it unlikely. He says at this point the Republicans could still go into session and continue safer at home, but that is also pretty unlikely.
Amanda, thank you. After 3 straight days without any reported deaths in the state due to COVID-19, health officials today confirmed 11 more people have died today. Combined data from state and county health officials shows Wisconsin's death toll has reached 808, while the number of confirmed cases is now at 32,679. 79% of the cases have recovered. Almost 6,000 of them remain active. The positive percentage of new COVID-19 tests has seen a noticeable drop from 9.2% to 3.9%. That percentage has not been below 4% in weeks, with the weekend in particular seeing numbers as high as 10.8%.
The Wisconsin Department of Health Services is retreating from its original plan to name businesses and other places where there have been at least 2 confirmed coronavirus cases. This comes after business groups and Republican lawmakers opposed the idea. The department told local health officials in a call that it initially planned to start naming the businesses on its website as early as this week. That prompted blowback from the State Chamber of Commerce, the Wisconsin Grocers Association, and the Wisconsin Restaurant Association.
Health officials in Madison are encouraging people to continue to get tested. COVID-19 testing is increasing significantly in Dane County, and doctors and other health professionals want patients to know where and when they should get tested for COVID-19. People who are experiencing symptoms, including chills, coughs, sore throat, or shortness of breath, should contact their health care provider so they can be tested as soon as possible. For people who are asymptomatic but think they may have been exposed to COVID-19, you are encouraged to get tested at the Alliant Energy Center and other public testing sites, not in hospitals.
There are a couple reasons to be careful about asymptomatic testing in health systems. One is to preserve our resources, our testing supplies, and our staff to take care of our patients who are ill.
Health officials say getting tested is helpful, but they are continuing to encourage people to practice social distancing and to wear a mask when out in public.
The U.S. is closing in on 3 million coronavirus cases after recording more than 300,000 new infections so far in July alone. More than 130,000 people have died. Texas has surpassed 10,000 new coronavirus cases in a single day for the first time as a resurgence of the outbreak rages across the U.S. There's a sharp increase in hospitalizations in Texas, Arizona, and Florida. Hospital admissions in California are up almost 89% since Memorial Day. And today, New York, Connecticut, and New Jersey said visitors from 3 more states where the virus cases are surging must quarantine for 2 weeks upon arrival.
Despite those spikes in new cases, the Trump administration is making an all-out push to reopen schools this fall. Meanwhile, the head of the nation's largest teachers union said the race to return lacks the proper plans to keep students and teachers safe. The nation's top infectious disease expert, Dr. Anthony Fauci, agrees with President Trump that students should be back in school, but he says districts will have to get creative with their approach.
And we want to make sure that we are transparent about how we're handling Dane County's mask policy. Our crew has been wearing masks inside our building since last week. Those of us who are on air here in the studio want to make sure that you can hear and understand us. So we'll be wearing masks to our seats and keeping them with us, but we won't be wearing them as we share the news with you unless we need to be near each other. Since the pandemic started, we've been socially distancing our team in the studios and in the newsroom and cleaning everything between shows.
The secondary unintended consequences of having children not being able to go to school has ripple effects for the family that might have deleterious effects that really override the so-called safety benefits.
Dr. Fauci also said the country is still knee-deep in the first wave of the pandemic. The CDC issued preliminary guidance for schools with social distancing and mask-wearing guidelines, with an emphasis for all to follow them. Monona police say a home was likely targeted in a Sunday night shooting. Monona Fire and Police Departments responded to a report of a loud explosion in the 400 block of Falcon Circle. Responders found multiple shell casings in the area. There were no reported injuries, but an occupied home was struck by multiple bullets. Another occupied home and parked vehicle were both hit by a bullet. Anyone with information about the shooting is asked to call the Monona Police Department.
Authorities are investigating an officer-involved shooting last night at the Milwaukee VA hospital. Police say that a suspect walked into the Veterans Administration Medical Center with a shotgun. Police say they ordered the man to drop the gun, but he rushed and threatened the police, who then shot and killed the man. No one else was injured.
The city of Madison is getting closer to its solar goals. Today, the city flipped the switch on another major solar project. This one is on the roof of the Madison Municipal Building. The project is the 29th solar installation on a city facility or building. It's the latest installation before the city reaches its megawatt solar power goal.
Ahead at 5, the victim of a racial attack in Indiana is speaking out. And coming up tonight at 6, the Boys and Girls Club begins offering free COVID-19 tests today. We'll tell you how you can get tested. That's tonight at 6. And on Wall Street, the Dow down 365 points, the NASDAQ off 89, the S&P 500 down 34. We will be right back.
General Heating and Air Conditioning. Our large fleet of service vehicles are nearby, and our mobile fabrication shops allow us to save you time and money. When your home comfort system needs servicing or replacing, turn to the experts at Carrier and General Heating and Air Conditioning.
The time is right to do something nice for your home. Why not replace your gutters with LeafGuard, the only gutter system that has earned the Good Housekeeping seal of approval? Hi, I'm Andrew Larson, owner of Larson Home Services. LeafGuard's patented one-piece seamless design keeps leaves and debris out, which means no more clogs, guaranteed. LeafGuard carries a lifetime warranty, so your home's foundation will be protected forever, and our customers couldn't be happier.
They're the best. I don't have to worry about the gutters getting clogged up with the seeds, the branches, the dirt, the roof sheddings, and it's just one less worry for me.
And right now, save big on your new LeafGuard brand gutter system and get some incredible extras. Order now and save 75% on installation labor, get free financing for a year, and a $100 Visa gift card. Call to set up your free estimate today.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me.
I solemnly swear that I will support the veterans of the
United States Armed Forces.
I will defend the Constitution
against all enemies. That I will commit
to ensuring they are
not forgotten.
And I will enable veterans to live the same life of opportunity
they have provided me. So help me God.
Here's to the road ahead. Trust Toyota to be here for you.
The best new cars make the best used cars. That's why every Toyota certified used vehicle gets a 160-point inspection, new warranties starting the day you purchase, 1 year of roadside assistance, and more. Get as low as 0% APR financing on select Toyota certified used models. See your dealer for details.
All from the brand you trust, today and tomorrow. Toyota.
General Heating and Air Conditioning. Our large fleet of service vehicles are nearby, and our mobile fabrication shops allow us to save you time and money. When your home comfort system needs servicing or replacing, turn to the experts at Carrier and General Heating and Air Conditioning.
Tonight on News 3 Now at 6, the Boys and Girls Club begins offering free COVID-19 tests today. And amid the pandemic, SSM Health offers advice to couples who are trying to get pregnant right now.
A reported racist attack on a black man by a group of white men is under investigation in Indiana.
5 white men allegedly attacked Vox Booker, a black man, and pinned him against a tree. Booker, a civil rights activist in Bloomington, Indiana, said the men dragged him, beat him, and threatened to break his arms. Booker says the confrontation began when the men accused him and his friends of trespassing. The men allegedly started yelling "white power" among other racial slurs. He is waiting for charges to be filed against his alleged attackers and says he's grateful for those who stepped in to help him.
I think the reason why I'm here today is because folks stopped being bystanders and they became active participants. And I hope that we continue to see that movement grow throughout our nation.
Officers did respond to that Saturday incident after Booker called 911 but did not make any arrests. Now there are calls for those officers to be suspended and investigated for not taking immediate action.
Let's get a look now at your first warn weather. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti keeping an eye on some severe weather out there.
Yeah, we have severe thunderstorm warnings that are in effect for the eastern portion of Iowa County from Dodgeville eastward and the western portion of Dane County, including Mount Horeb, right about to Verona, and then about as far north as Prairie du Sac and Sauk City. Strongest thunderstorm cells right now are actually just south of that warning area around New Glarus. The main impact, I think, is going to be from heavy rain. We could see some very heavy rain in short periods of time. Also some stronger cells around Lone Rock and another one just north of Madison. And you can see the general movement of these storms is to the east and northeast at about 20 miles per hour. The relatively slow movement means that they can put down a fair amount of rain in a short period of time. But you can see these storms have kind of developed. There's actually a weak cold front that's dropping southward across central Wisconsin. So these storms have flared up here, but notice they are ending out to the west of us. So most of the thunderstorm activity will be this evening. Storm Prediction Center does have a marginal risk of severe thunderstorms for this evening. An isolated storm that could produce some hail, gusty winds, and heavy rainfall would be the main threats here. Then as we head into Thursday, so tomorrow we're not expecting much, if anything, in the way of thunderstorms. But Thursday, there's also a marginal risk for isolated severe thunderstorms through much of the state of Wisconsin. Again, storms will flare up ahead of a cold front that'll be moving southeastward. It really won't put an end to the heat and humidity, but will temper it a little bit as we head toward the weekend. Rainfall amounts are going to be spotty. Some areas could pick up less than a quarter of an inch of rain. Some areas could pick up 2 to 3 inches of rain over the next couple of days. This is through Friday at noon. So this takes into account thunderstorms this evening, any thunderstorms that form tomorrow, and then thunderstorms from Thursday afternoon into Thursday night. As we take a look at 3 things you need to know, well, again, the heat is just on. we're looking at high temperatures in the 90s for the next couple of days. There is an alert day in the forecast for tomorrow for heat index readings that could get up into the triple digits across much of the Midwest. And then Thursday, we won't be quite as warm. High temperatures will reach the upper 80s, but we will see high humidity, so it'll make it feel like it'll be in the middle 90s. And then thunderstorms in the afternoon. Some of those can be rather strong and produce hail, gusty winds, and heavy rainfall. Here's the heat advisory that's in effect for tomorrow, so we're not alone in seeing the heat in our part of the Midwest. On weather track, you can see these storms flaring up. The jet stream has dropped southward just a little bit, but you can see this cold front becomes stationary out to the west and then heads back north as a warm front, so we're not going to see much in the way of relief from the heat just with these thunderstorms. Heat advisory 11 a.m. until 7 p.m. tomorrow for most of southern Wisconsin. Once the storms move out tonight, look for a low of 70 degrees for and generally dry conditions after midnight. Tomorrow, a high of 93. It'll be hot and humid. Just a slight chance of an afternoon thunderstorm. Those heat index readings into the triple digits. Future track, the thunderstorms moving out this evening. Temperatures dropping to around 70 by tomorrow morning. Look for quiet conditions overnight and maybe a pop-up shower or thunderstorm late tomorrow afternoon. Look at those high temperatures, lower to middle 90s. Tomorrow night, slight chance for a thunderstorm overnight with low temperatures in the lower 70s. The better chances for storms on Thursday as that cold front starts to drop in from the north and west. High temperatures mid-80s to upper 80s. Rainfall amounts, again, 1 to 2 inches in some spots. Other areas, less than a quarter of an inch over the next couple of days. 7 to 10 day forecast. Look for high temperatures in the upper 80s on Friday. Notice I took the humid out of the forecast for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, even though highs are in the mid to upper 80s. Humidity comes back for the early part of the middle part of next week. Some thunderstorm chances, but high temperatures be back to around 90 degrees. As we take a look at first warn traffic right now, here's the view of the Beltline at Park Street. Traffic's moving pretty slowly in both directions. There have been some accidents in between Park Street and Stoughton Road, so traffic just starting to clear up a little bit, but notice the highway speeds only about 14 to 25 miles per hour. The traffic times have actually improved a bit over the last half hour. 23 minutes on the eastbound Beltline from the westbound Beltline from the Interstate to University Avenue, 21 minutes back in the eastbound direction. Heading out of Madison, 25 minutes down to Janesville on I-3990, 21 minutes to Sauk City on US 12 with a little delay north of Middleton, and 16 minutes to Sun Prairie on US 151. That's your News 3 Now First Warn traffic.
All right, Gary, thank you. Ahead on News 3 Now at 5, the CDC is releasing guidelines on how to restart youth sports safely. More details on that ahead at 5.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5. News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
America, we want to help get you back to it. And here's how, with the Ford Promise. Visit your Ford dealer. Finance a new, certified pre-owned or used vehicle through Ford Credit, and if you lose your job, you can return it for up to 1 year from the day you bought it. You can also get 0% APR financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. Let us help get you back to it with the Ford Promise.
Happy 4th of July Super Sale, happening this week at the Brothers Maine. Come in now for more savings on more brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and Amana. We make upgrading your home more convenient at Maine with up to 18 months of 0% financing and expert-free delivery. Get more at the 4th of July Super Sale. More selection, more savings, and more satisfaction. And happy birthday, USA, from the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
Pittsburgh Paints and Stains. The perfect paint for when the nursery becomes the bedroom. That becomes his room. That becomes your favorite room in the house. Paint because you want to, not because you have to. For results that stand up to whatever life brings. Trust Pittsburgh Paints and Stains. Exclusively at Menards.
Get 11% off everything, including Pittsburgh Paramount Paint.
Great glasses at iMart Express is something that you can always count on. Now for a limited time at our lowest prices ever. Get 1 pair of single vision glasses for $20 and 1 pair of progressives for $30. This won't last long, only at iMart Express.
At Papa Murphy's, we knead seriously, chop seriously, and shred seriously. Because we're serious about Tuesdays, even if you're not. Every Tuesday, get a large pizza for just $10. Papa Murphy's. Change the way you pizza.
If you have a fear of overpaying, you
have FOOP. But don't worry, US Cellular has your back with the Samsung Galaxy S25G. Free when you switch, plus no activation fees. Stream without disruption, capture and post without restriction, and do it all without FOOP. Switch and get a free Samsung Galaxy S25G at US Cellular. Choose fair.
Lately, we found new ways to support and care for each other. And while every gesture counts, so too does every dollar. That's why American Family Insurance is returning $425 million to our customers. This includes a 10% savings for all current and new auto customers for the rest of the year. We hope this does your world some good and reminds you that supporting your dreams means the world to us. Contact your agent or go to amfam.com to learn about more ways to save.
Welcome back. Playing youth sports during a pandemic, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has new advice on how to do that safely.
Mandy Gaither has more in today's Health Minute.
Out on the field, back on the court. For millions of children playing organized sports, this season will be like no other. And the CDC has updated guidelines for youth sports safety in the age of COVID-19. Most of the advice are practices already being encouraged of everyone. Wash hands, stay home when sick, practice social distancing. It's also recommended that there be no handshakes, no high fives or fist bumps, no sharing equipment, towels, or clothing, and no spitting. Parents and coaches are also encouraged to reduce contact between players, limit travel, and establish small groups within teams to interact in. And they should also decide if and when players should wear face masks. Staff and spectators are also advised to wear face coverings. The CDC says coaches should educate players and parents about new safety measures, ensure conditions are sanitary, and remain diligent about social distancing. For today's Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And as for high school sports, the WIAA is following the CDC guidelines for restarting sports. They released a full report on sport-specific guidelines, and you can find that on our website, channel3000.com.
A final check of your first warn forecast when we come back.
Incredible deals, huge markdowns, plus free doorstep shipping on everything. What a sale. The 4th of July sale at Slumberland Furniture.
Wouldn't it be nice to not have to deal with your messy gutters anymore? Leave that nasty chore in the rearview mirror with a new Leaf Guard gutter system. Hi, I'm Andrew Larson, owner of Larson Home Services. My team would love to show you how Leaf Guard's patented design keeps leaves and debris out so you can give up cleaning your gutters forever. And now is the best time to get Leaf Guard. Order now and save 75% on installation labor, free financing for a year, and a $100 Visa gift card. Call to set up your free estimate today.
This right here is confidence in a bottle. It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt in my life.
Under eye bags and wrinkles are so frustrating. I came across Plexiderm and I was so excited. We have a model. All he's doing is taking a small amount. It's so powerful. That's all it takes. Tightens the skin and smooths it out. Gently rub it underneath your eyes, on your fine lines and wrinkles, and it visibly disappears in as little as 10 minutes.
You know, I felt something happening, but I had no idea. Like, I have so many dark circles. I have the puffiness. I have the lines. Like, it's amazing.
Holy words I can't say on camera. I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
At our $14.95 price, it's the best way to try Plexiderm and see it work for yourself after your first application. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Seeing the joy that people feel when they share a meal with family and friends, that's why we do this. The laughter of kids around the table, the thrill of families driving through for a treat, the delight of not having to cook, and instead letting us safely serve you. It all comes back to taking care of each other. And for that, we'll be here with your favorites, and always a smile.
Aloha, I'm Gary Canolti, inviting News 3 Now viewers to join me on a fabulous tour to the Hawaiian Islands, October 14th to the 23rd. Spend 3 nights on Oahu near famous Waikiki Beach, 2 nights on the scenic Garden Isle of Kauai, and 3 nights on Kaanapali Beach in Maui. Enjoy a Polynesian luau with traditional food and dance, and visit the Maui Tropical Plantation. All airfare, deluxe resorts, and more included. For more information, call Holiday Vacations at 1-800-826-2266.
Right now at Slumberland, get a Sealy mattress, any size for one low price, starting at just $99 each piece when purchased in sets. Want it extra plush? Just $199. The 4th of July mattress sale at Slumberland Furniture.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, a new testing crisis, long lines for people to get swabbed, and long waits for the results. Why Dr. Anthony Fauci says we're not at the level we need to be when it comes to testing. Plus, will sports return, or could outbreaks end the season before it even starts? And a game of bingo unlike any other, an innovative way to help seniors celebrate the graduation they never had. That's all tonight here on the CBS Evening News.
And Gary has a final check of the weather.
Okay, the severe thunderstorm warning has now been canceled for eastern Iowa County. Continues until 5:45 for the western portion of Dane County. We'll have to see if that gets extended eastward into the city of Madison. But right now, the strongest storm looks like it is just to the southwest of Madison, heading to the northeast at about 20 miles per hour. That would take it to about Monona by about 5:54. Also seeing some very heavy rains of about 1 to 2 inches over the last 6 hours over parts of southern Wisconsin. You can see those storms continuing off toward the east at about 20 miles per hour, but they are clearing out to the west, and looks like we have a new warning, severe thunderstorm warning, northwestern Jefferson County until 6 p.m.
All right, we'll keep you posted on that. Stay tuned to News 3 Now for complete weather updates. The CBS Evening News is next.